Hey TikTok, let's talk about today. So today was a 72-hour hearing. What happens in a 72-hour hearing? So I am an attorney, a child welfare and family law attorney, and I defend parents whose children have been taken into temporary custody by the Department of Children and Families. It is my job to fight and get those parents reunited with their children because we do know that when children are separated from their parents and parents are separated from their children, it creates a lasting and impactful trauma. And DCF, the Department of Children and Families, has a responsibility to make reasonable efforts to keep children and families together before removing them from the home. So, when a social worker goes in and files an affidavit to remove the child from the home, the parent has a right within 72 hours to have a hearing. That is when I become appointed either for the child or the parents. In this instance, I was appointed for a mother. The mother told me today, I want to fight. Now, you have a couple of options. If you waive the 72-hour hearing, the affidavit that the social worker has filed against the parent and all the 51As and 51Bs that are in the case will not come into evidence. You are not waiving your rights to your child, you're just to that hearing. Then will be marked in 90 days for a status hearing to see what progress has been made in the case. During the time of that status hearing, what happens is the judge will appoint a court investigator, a GAL, and the social worker will begin to do a parental assessment, who will then, within 60 days, come up with an action plan, guidelines for the parent to follow. So that when we come back into court on the status hearing, I can tell the progress that the parent has made towards working towards to improve the situation that caused the child to be removed. My argument always is that the burden is never on my parent, the burden is on DCF, and DCF should always work towards reunification, or, if anything, prevent removing the child from the home by first making reasonable efforts. Today, I went in for a hearing, and it's a full hearing, like a mini trial. They call their witness, which is my client. They call their witnesses, which is the social worker and the emergency response worker that initiated the affidavit. They did a direct, I did a cross. I then recrossed my client and then I directed my client. In the end, we did not win, but we put up a good fight. This was my first 72. I worked hard to prepare and I didn't have much time. But my mother knows now that I will continue to fight for her. I will now work for her getting visitation. I will work with her to comply with her action plan, and we will push back on those things that don't work for her. I am very proud of myself and the work that I was able to do for my client today. I am against the family policing system, also known as Department of Children and Families, because I feel like they do more harm to Black and brown families by separating them as opposed to working to provide services to mitigate removing children from the home. Now, let me just say this. I'm also winning by telling my story and sharing who I am and my struggles as well as my victories. I hope I'm encouraging someone. And if people don't feel like my content resonates with them, they are very free to not watch my content. But I'm going to keep telling my story and keep telling my truth because TikTok has become an outlet for me. And it is my vlog to document my success, my rises, but also my falls because my falls tell me that I'm able to get back up and that I'm resilient. I went to law school by living when I went to law school while living in a homeless shelter, the New England Center for Homeless Veterans. So I know from my past that I can get back up again. I fall down, but I get back up. And I want to encourage you to do the same. My name is Joyce Angela Hunkerin. This is my story, and I will continue to share it. And today was not a loss. Today was one step towards a big win. We did not win. We did not lose. We did a little of both. And I definitely feel great. And can you imagine? Yesterday I was crying. That's what I mean by I'm victorious. All right, y'all. I'm going to eat my salad now, and I get to watch a movie. In my house. Get to watch a movie, And I'm going to stay up a little bit late tonight because I don't have to be in court tomorrow until 8:30, which is late for me. And I have a motion to dismiss tomorrow, which I don't think I'm going to get that motion. That's a shot in the dark, but let's get to shooting. Bye, y'all.